Blog Talk Radio.
Just wanna get one thing straight. Everything I say on this track ain't up for debate. No, yeah, I do pray you relate. If your name's not written in a book, you'll be open out of shape. Yeah, let us now all praise Him. The God of Israel made us His favorites. Ain't it crazy? Ain't it crazy? So what if some don't believe us? We're famous, legendary, legendary. Oh.
Cause these are thoughts from within. You told me, boy, don't just stop it. I'm dunking just like a rocket and shining just like a comet. And see, with this human knowledge, this not a sad song. This is a happy song. Filled with this antidote from this beat that's by Tone Jones. Come put your clothes on. Girl, get them heels on. We're going to the club strong and dance all night long. So go and bring your partners with you and bring your favorite liquor. We even got that, a lot of swishers. Does it mean I'm a bad boy? No, sir. I'm just enjoying my blessings that He has served. And yes, I know I got my back that I'll be wildin'. It doesn't mean I'm not aware of all my blessings. I'm just enjoying being myself, I learned my lesson. Yes, I know, that's no question. I had to praise you when I heard this instrumental. And Lord, I'm thankful for all the things that you do. And no one greater, no greater than you. I know. Some people like to criticize, but I don't mind. Cause who am I to judge what they feel inside? Cause I know who judge me. Dear God, I know that you're listening, so I'ma speak what I feel. The pressure is kicking in. The tears fall from my eyes like water drips from a faucet. I know that I cannot hide it. Got skeletons in that closet. Still, I'm standing here, pure as ever clear, serving like Belvedere. Thanks for your mercy here. Thanks for my baby mama for putting up with me here. I swear I will be living like Jonah Hill. I know that it's been real. Emotions that stand still. This is that so real. I'm doing it for my kids. That is just what it is. And according to how I live, it's whatever that God gives. Whatever that God gives. I think about it every moment, every hour. I think about how it has got me through my problems. For all the pain, I let it go and be devoured. He says the time is now, so stop doubting. I had to praise you when I heard this instrumental. And Lord, I'm thankful for all the things that you do. And no one greater, no greater than you. I know. Some people like to criticize, but I don't mind. Cause who am I to judge what they feel inside? Cause I know you judge me.
Dear God, I know you always there for me. You fill my heart with so much joy. I'm on my knees, I wanna praise you for my life. When trouble comes, you always there for me. Sometimes I feel so sorry for my behavior. God, you're my savior, my king. Praying for solutions, salvation, prosperity. I want to serve you, Lord, for eternity. I want you to be proud of your daughter. That's why I'm trying to put my head above the water and do the right thing. I'm down on my knees, I'm begging you, please.
I had to praise you when I heard this instrumental. And Lord, I'm thankful for all the things that you do. And no one greater than you. I know. Some people like to criticize, but I don't mind. Cause who am I to judge what they feel inside? I know you judge me.
What's going on? You have tuned into another episode of On the Move Unscripted on purpose. So you already know when we say on purpose, that means that anything that happens, we're doing it on purpose, even if it sounds like it's an error, because it's unscripted. What's going on, ladies? How y'all doing?
Going on, loved one.
Oh, my gosh. Do I hear a little tiredness in your voice, like you've been working hard? Kim,
I'm always working hard.
Hear like you. It sounds like I can hear you. I can hear it.
Always working hard.
Either you're working hard or you're working. So
always working hard.
You said you always what?
Always working hard, loved one. Always.
Yeah, you are. You got to be the hardest working chick, I swear to goodness. You got to be twins. Ain't no way we can't be.
Okay. Exactly.
And then what's going on, Misty?
Hey, how y'all doing? I'm okay. I'm doing all right. I'm glad to hear y'all. Hey, I'm glad to hear y'all's voices.
Indeed.
I'm glad to hear y'all's voices.
Okay.
Yeah, I am.
Thank you. Glad to hear yours too.
I meant to call you text you a long time ago, but I'm still over here going through, but it's okay. So we gonna get it going. It's already
as long as you're going through. As long as you're going through, and you don't remain stagnant or stuck in, you good.
Right. As long as you go through. Right. Ooh, say that again, Kim.
As long as you go through. Again, girl. Yep. As long as you're going through and don't remain stuck in or stagnant.
Amen. Because it's easy to get stuck. It's easy to go through a storm and get stuck like Chuck. It's easy. If you don't have the faith in your heart or the struggle in your spirit or just that connection with God, you know what I'm saying? You can get stuck in a hard time and think that there is no freaking way out. You know?
Right. And if you don't pay attention to what's going on, you already done lost it anyway. You gotta pay attention as well.
That is correct.
Yeah,
but you got to pay attention to the things that are not obvious. That's the trick. You got to pay attention to the things that are not thrown in your face.
Have you ever been determined? Have you ever been determined that you're gonna quit something, and you really mean that with all your heart, and you go through the process, and it's like you quit that thing, that addiction, that substance, whatever it is, whatever your addiction is, food, drugs, alcohol, sex. Gossiping, whatever it is that you said you was going to quit doing, you're going to stop doing. I'm not doing it. I am not doing that no more. And then you try to quit, and it seems like everything in the freaking world goes crazy to really make you end up losing your mind to go back to doing the thing you said you wasn't going to do no more.
Yes.
My battle with smoking Black and Miles was really big. I was doing so good for like 2 freaking whole weeks, y'all. I was doing good, and it just seemed like all hell broke loose in my life. And now I'm sitting here looking at a Black and Miles. So if y'all ever be hearing me cough, that's just why. It's just really bad.
Oh, yeah, it was me, too. I told you my little episode. Yeah.
It's still a decision.
Yeah, I'm so here.
Go ahead.
Huh?
I was saying it's still a decision. You know, nothing is going to make you do anything. You have to make the decision to fall back. You have to make a decision to either go back to something that you know you ain't got no business with, or make a decision to move away from it, even in the circumstances. Because what happens is your subconscious looks at all the data that is being given, and it puts the data into a package and creates a scenario that you've had before or that has gone through before and throws it to your conscious. So your conscious then makes that thing a reality because you've accepted what your subconscious presented as a fact. So you have to make the decision to change your subconscious data, first of all, so your reality looks different.
Yeah, that would be something I need to do. That's for sure. That's the truth. I believe that too, because it's like it's easy to go back to old patterns when you face a challenge, or when you face an obstacle, or when you face a giant, and it starts to seem like it's overwhelming, like the giant or the thing is winning, and you cower back to something that's comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think that's how people end up going back to old bad relationships, because you know the fear of being alone is so overwhelming. You know, and that person, even though they were abusive, they're still comfortable, and so you go back to that comfortable situation, but then you realize that joker ain't no different.
Right. Exactly. That's them damn feelings every time.
Yeah, it's a battle. It's definitely a battle. Mm-hmm. So I Misty, I hope that all is well. Keep your spirits up. You know, we're in prayer about your father, you know what I'm saying? But you see, God is already working things out in his favor, you know. He's not going to leave here not 1 second, not 1 minute, not 1 hour, not 1 day before God says it's time. And it don't matter what they say. The doctor report can tell you, he got 6 months, he got 3 months, he got 2 days, whatever. Don't nobody know when. God said you will not know the time of the hour. So, you know, he will leave this earth when God says it's time, and not a second sooner.
Right.
No, a second
sooner.
Well,
I had a nice visit with him today. He eating and stuff. And, you know, drinking, he done drank like 3 of the cups of ice water and ate a lot of ice chips. And was sitting there like, oh, that water tastes so good. Yeah, I made sure I told him I love him before I left. And asked him, I said, you ain't going to say you love me? And he was like, I love you. Good night. I said, okay.
Yeah. So I just wanted to, let you know we're in your prayers. So Kim wanted to, before we open up the phone lines, because Kim wanted to open up the phone lines sooner this time, and I think that really would be a good idea to get some activity flowing and just kind of see where everybody kind of wants to talk about it and how the conversation flows. So if you want to call in, the phone number is 516-387-1247. That's 516-387-1247. So I guess we'll start with you first, Kim, and then we'll go around and just kind of see how you feeling today, how your spirit is feeling today, and just whatever you want to say, before we go into any topics. So we'll start with you.
I keep mine high regardless of what's going on.
I know you do.
Okay, things have just been absolutely amazing. Good. When I tell you, I mean, things are really manifesting in miraculous ways, and I don't want to go into too much detail. I don't want to get no extra all of a sudden relatives in my life. You know what I'm saying? You know how we do. But just a lot of things have opened up. Some doors have closed, but not okay. When one door closed, another one opens. So one door closed and two open. So now I just got to make a decision on which one I want to go through. Either way, it'll be good for me. So to have those options is the bomb. You know what I'm saying? To be in that position is the absolute greatest place to be. So I say everything is moving according to the way it's supposed to move. You know what I'm saying? And in that movement, it's allowing me to do some other things, not just for me, but for other people. This nonprofit it's been listed in the legal newspapers, so I'm just waiting to file it now. So I'm really super excited about that.
Congratulations.
A lot has happened. Oh yes indeed, a lot has happened. I said, and just me, I always take time to just date myself. You know what I'm saying? Just analyze me, have conversation with myself, and see if I like me still today. And every day I love me more and more, I promise you. Every day I'm so in love with me, it's ridiculous. I might not have room for no man, and I'm lying about that.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yes.
That's beautiful. It's beautiful. I can hear the happiness I can hear the work in your voice. Like I can tell you ain't been sitting at home eating bonbons, but I can see the happiness in your voice. I can hear the fulfillment in your voice. Like whatever it is that you've been working towards, you are definitely putting in the work, and God is honoring what you're putting in. And it's so crazy people say when one door closes, another door opens, because I've been preaching that anyway through my music ministry or whatever. So I just love hearing, the happiness that's going on with you, and praise God for that,
Yes, ma'am.
Amen. And we proud of you too, girl. Do your thing for everybody, and continue being a blessing to us all.
I appreciate that.
And also yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
I definitely appreciate
we love you, girl.
I love you.
It's you, and you know what? It's the benefits and the blessings that's coming into your life right now is just because you put in the work. You got a lot of people who have dreams and visions and goals and stuff, but they don't want to put in the work, or they put in a little bit of work, but they don't want to keep putting in the work. They don't want to keep striving for it. They get discouraged and they give up or whatever. But even with my black smoking thing, I go through my spells and I fall back. But I stand back up. See, when you fall, you got to stand back up. You can't quit. You'll never reach whatever it is you want to reach if you quit. So I love, your tenacity. I've always loved that about you. I recognize you don't know it, but I recognize your strength from day one. You know what I'm saying? From day one, even though you never agreed with nothing the hell I had to say, but I knew you were strong with it.
Here she go with that. Here she go picking. Right. She picking, Kim.
Right. Look, even on the one day we did agree. The one day we did agree. She picked the argument.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Y'all are crazy.
You know I got nothing but love for you. Nothing but love for you.
Love. That's
so,
okay. I appreciate that.
So Missy, we understand what's going on in the family dynamics, but how are you feeling within your personal life right now? I mean, not personal life, but what's going on with you right now? Personally,
I feel good to be home right now. I know that. I feel real good. But I mean, I'm going through. I have my ups and downs, but I'm going to continue to keep pushing on through. I ain't got nothing else to do but to be on the battlefield.
That's right.
Right.
But I feel real good right now to be at home. I'm feeling real relaxed, I'm able to do me right now. I ain't got none of the kids, and I just feel real relaxed and at peace. I got a lot of peace going on.
Ain't nothing like peace. Nothing like peace. Ain't nothing
I
like.
think I know how to do it.
Ain't
to
nothing
remain
like stability.
And humility. And humility as well.
Yeah. Stability and humility. Yeah.
Yeah, but
that's what's up.
I feel pretty good. How you feel, Patricia?
You know what? Okay, I had some little issues within my family dynamics. Really, the kids, because kids right now it's like got me on. They got me on 12 right now. Like it's just crazy. Like everything I used to hear, everybody fuss about their kids or everything. My kids, we never really had any type of true disagreements or whatever. But this past week has been challenging for me and my older kids. So keep us in prayer on that. Other than that, it's been great. Like that song, let me just say, it's so crazy to me. Open Doors, the song that I just released about 2 weeks ago, I've actually had that song for some years. You know what I'm saying? I've had that song for some years. And I've even played it and performed it or whatever, but I never really officially put it out, and I never created a music video for it. So 2 weeks ago, God just put in my spirit that it was time. And so I whipped up, I got all the extra footage I could find from the event that I did that song in, and I whipped it all together, and I put it out, and it is blowing my freaking mind because it's like almost got 24,000 views on Facebook and like almost 4,000 views on YouTube. It's like people are really digging it, and that makes me feel good because that song is basically talking about how people kept telling me I couldn't do this. I was too old. You're too old. But you gonna sing, Patricia? You really gonna do this? Like, first of all, you don't look like the women out there right now that's singing. You know what I'm saying? You got a voice, yeah, but it ain't all like Mahalia Jackson strong like all that. Who are you to think you can go out there and do something that all the other independent artists are trying to do? And this that I had so much negativity. You know what I'm saying? So many times, and mainly from the men I was with. They didn't see my value.
That's because they was jealous of you too. That's what I was told.
Huh?
I said I was told that they were, men get jealous of the women, and bounce, put them and all that stuff because they're jealous. They do that because they're jealous. They see something in you that either they want for themselves or that they seen in somebody else or whatever, however they be thinking. But yeah, that's jealousy. But God is good because He got you on out there with that video and that song, girl. Congratulations.
Let me tell you something. In Chicago, Steppers wasn't no joke, baby. They was like the bomb diggy, so they made me putting the video together easy. Yeah, so I'm really excited about that, and then excited about having, my presence still in Atlanta. For all the hardships and slap I went through in Atlanta, it just makes me smile every time I look at the little billboard with the, on the move unscripted on. It just makes me smile. Y'all don't know.
It's making me smile too. Hey, but God.
But God. So yeah, it's been a good week for me. Except for them damn kids. I ain't lying. Kids. Whoever said,
it's gonna be okay.
I just want to say this. Whoever said, "Oh, you pregnant? Girl, you got 18 years. Oh, you got that girl pregnant? Boy, you got 18 years." They need to stop putting out that number. That's a damn lie.
Right.
You got longer than 18 years.
You got life, son. That's what you got.
Right. That was a life sentence.
Yeah, they need to stop telling that lie. Because we be looking forward to it. We be counting down.
Right. We be like, well, where he at? Hold up. It's his turn. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, we be counting down. Like, boy, you know what? 17, you 17. I got one more year with you. Oh, you want to act up? Girl? That's okay. You 16. I only got 2 more years.
That was
a damn
lie. That's a lie. That's the biggest lie if anybody ever told one.
You know what I'm saying? The freaking lust. Stop lying to them people like that. It don't end like that. You give people false. You give them mamas and daddies false freaking hope.
Right. And we be the ones stuck forever.
And then on top of that, they come back with their craziness, and the first thing they want to say is, "I'm grown."
Right.
You still living in the crib. You still eating the food. You still bathing in the water. You still doing everything up under my roof. But you grown. I'm grown. They want to say, "Oh, the minute they hit 18, I'm grown. 21, I'm grown." No, you're not.
Right. I remember when I thought I was grown. That was a lie.
Right. Yeah, that's craziness. So I'm curious. Have y'all heard about the whole thing with Nick Cannon? Like, my heart goes out to him because I really like Wildin' Out. Did y'all hear about that?
Yeah, I heard about it. That's probably why I've been watching all them reruns.
Yeah, I heard about it.
What about you, Ken?
Nick Cannon, I mean, I don't watch the show because I don't watch TV like that. I mean, I have seen a couple of episodes or whatever, and I've listened to his, music that he's done or poetry or whatever. And Nick, he speaks what's real, and folks don't like that, and that's gonna always be a problem. He speaks truth.
It's gonna be a problem,
facts, and he speaks it unapologetically. And he will continue to do it, and it don't matter what the platform is, and that's why he get attacked. But that's not uncommon. That's what happens. It's going to be a lot more of that, amongst melanated entertainers, if you will. It's going to be a lot more of that. The more they become more vocal about information, about facts, especially anything that will help elevate the community. They're going to get chastised by the system. They're going to get made an example of. And because of stuff like that, that is why we need to, my friend Adonis was saying last week about policing our own communities, and we need to have each other's back as a community. We need to be each other's law firm. You know what I'm saying? We need to be able to support our own in that manner to that depth where we make each other untouchable by anything and anybody outside of us. We got a whole lot of power that we ain't utilizing correctly.
Right. I agree with that too.
So, do you think that them doing that is going to cause some of the entertainers to shy back from speaking out?
It may, but I think it will actually cause more to come out. What the industry needs to be, what they need to pay attention to is that there's more of us in it. We have the most power in it as far as the product, if you will, is concerned. It's more black product in the entertainment industry. It's more influential black product in the entertainment industry. You don't want the product to not be sellable. You know what I'm saying? You don't want it to not be on the market. You don't want it to find a reason or a way to back down or to cause the consumers not to be able to attain it. You don't want that. You know how many people, how many other industries, how many other corporations are affected by that? By just those people. Just them. If they if the entertainers pulled all of their money and got out of the industry, they would probably rule the world by themselves.
Oh, yeah. That's deep.
Financially.
What trips me out about this whole situation is, because I heard that they have been able to do some face recognition. So some of the rioters that were, and I'm switching the topic, some of the rioters that were out destroying stuff, they have already been capturing some of them, I guess, through the face recognition or people turning them. I don't know how they're catching them. But however they're catching them, they're already sentencing them. So I'm trying to understand, how in the heck did the rioters already go to jail and get a sentence, or if they've got one, but the one that caused the whole commotion, particularly the one that was the catalyst for the situation, and ain't had trial yet, like, or ain't went to jail. Is he out? Is he even still in jail, or did he get released on bond?
I'm not sure, but
remember, I don't know who you talking about, but I heard about the writers going to, getting sentenced and all that stuff.
I'm talking about the police officer.
You got to understand, the rioters are anti-government. The rioters are anti-government. The rioters are anti-system. The rioters are anti-establishment. So, of course, they're the ones that's getting picked up, the ones that's doing what they're told to do and promoting the agenda, even though it's anti-us. They getting a clean slate because they're obedient. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're doing what they're called to do. You know what I'm saying? They're following instruction. They're following order. It's everybody else who's not following the order. That's why.
Yeah, I was just like, wow, how is it that they already went to court and have gotten sentenced, or I don't know if they've gotten sentenced or if this is something like they're talking about what they're thinking about giving or what they could have given, or if these people actually got sentenced, like went to court and got sentenced. If that's the case, I don't understand why we're still waiting for a trial for Nipsey Hussle. I don't understand why we're still waiting for a trial for, for this officer or other officers. How are y'all able to, why are we still waiting on them, but y'all can pick up some people real quick like that?
Wow.
Like that. And throw them in jail like that real quick.
Why.
Like real quick.
That is why. If it's anti-systemic, it's getting dealt with a certain kind of way. If it's following the rules, if it's conforming to it, then it gets a slap on the wrist. It gets a pass or whatever because it's following orders. It's that simple. We're looking at it from a humanistic, emotional justice point of view. Let's get justice as humans. Let's get justice as spirits with feelings point of view. System ain't got none of that shit. It don't work like that. Government is a body of people. It's this, but it's still a system. It doesn't have feelings. It doesn't have emotions. It doesn't care how you feel about it. It has an agenda. It has a certain, logical path that it goes on, that it goes by, and that's it. Nothing outside of that matters.
Well, I want to know. I want to find out, like.
Emotion.
I want to know who. At what point did America audition for this movie we in right now?
Right. Yeah. Right. Upon the block.
I'm looking for.
Right.
I've seen the little thing with the Joker talking about how crazy the last 4 months has been and how it's all playing this, that, and the other. The person dressed up as a Joker, and I'm ready for Superman. I don't know where Clark Kent is or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Spider-Man, all that. I need for them to come on in here and handle stuff because this is craziness right here. Like this is like complete foolery right here. I swear to this. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, I do remember seeing like some footage of during the protesters when they was really acting up and the police had to come in and they had them barricaded between these two and like they couldn't go to the left and they couldn't go to the right and they was bombing them and all this kind of stuff. And I swear to goodness, I've seen Spider-Man on the wall. I feel like we're in a movie, y'all.
Okay. You are. We are in a
Hollywood
movie.
Then went crazy.
It's all green screen. Yeah, it's all green screen. It's all a plug-in. Eventually, people will be unplugged and get a chance to really see what it is, what this matrix really is. You get a chance to see the digital language of it for real. You get a chance to understand how to manipulate through it.
Well, I believe it.
And some won't, because they'll choose not to.
I felt like I was in a movie. I'm like, wait a minute. I didn't sign no contract about what I was going to get paid. Like, what's up with this film that we in? I don't remember auditioning for this. And y'all is tripping. Y'all is tripping. Where is Superman? Where's Clark Kent?
So since you are a part of this movie, and how you continue to be a part of the movie is because you continue to be a part of the system. You keep acting the role. Quit acting a role. Get out the system and demand your payment. You done use my image and likeness for how many years? You have to unplug. You have to really get out of the system. That's something we probably shouldn't even have a conversation about right now because it's deeper than just stop doing stuff. It's really a process.
It's between the red pill and it's between the red pill and the blue pill.
You need to swallow both of them dickens. But yeah, it's some things. It's a process, but it's everything. Is still gonna start with how you think. It starts with your mind. It starts with you. You have to not, continue to allow society and other people's thoughts to influence your own thought. What people are telling you to do, you can't just go off of what they're telling you to do because they're telling you to do it. You can't just accept what's being told to you as fact because of who or what is telling you, oh, this is a fact. You know what I'm saying? We stopped thinking. We gave up the privilege of thinking. And then some people who are continuously thinking need to have that privilege suspended or revoked. They don't need to think because they shit stupid. You know what I'm saying? They think stupidly. So some people don't even need to think at all.
I'm on your page, Kim, because I know you're doing it live on Facebook Live. And if you want to check out Kim's page, you will go to Kimberly McCants. She's actually live. I see some hellos and highs. I feel like maybe we need to Cecil. Cecil looks like a good suspect. What's up, Cecil? Why don't you call in and hear your voice so you can be a part of this conversation? You know what I'm saying? Come on, Cecil, don't be scared.
Yeah, call in, brother. That's my brother. That's my call in, Cecil, 516-387-1247. That's for anybody that's watching my live or anybody that's listening on Blog Talk or wherever you're listening to it. Call in. This was a live Q&A type of thing, so we're talking about anything. So make sure you call in 516-387-1247 and speak your mind. Say what you want.
And if you call
and you
can't get through, if you call and you can't get through, that's probably because other people are trying to call in too. And so just keep calling until you get through. Like you're trying to hit the lottery. Just keep on. Keep on calling. Yeah. So that's deep. I tell you, I felt like I was in a movie. I really but you know what? I always felt like from March when we first got the first real big word about the coronavirus, and all those people in Congress was heard to have sold stock before they released it to the public. I knew then. I said, "Oh, y'all little people, y'all already knew what was going on. That's why y'all started selling stuff because y'all was trying to get rid of stuff real quick before you told us. I already knew then. I said, y'all go get your popcorn." Get ready for this. Get ready for this plot to unfold because there's some shenanigans going on, and we just ain't found out yet. So yeah, real deep. Yeah, I always felt like there was more than meets the eye.
Absolutely,
I always felt that.
It's definitely more than that. You knew it as a child. You just didn't have a way of recognizing it or vocalizing it, but you've known it. You've always known.
Right.
Just a little bit at a time, you know what I'm saying? But you've always known. Anything that you questioned as a child that didn't make sense, no matter how many times it was explained to you, that was an inclination that you knew. You knew something well, right?
Parents be the first ones we try to tell you. You be like, Mom, why, Mom? Like, why is that way? That don't sound right, Mom. Like, how come Mom be like, shut up? How come he's looking at them kids like that, Mom? Why is that little boy always coming over here and picking with this and that? Why is, like, they be, like, you're right, children, out of mouths of babes come words of wisdom. Children see stuff and feel stuff spiritually that they don't understand. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they try to bring it to the parents' consciousness, and the first thing a parent say, because we're living in the matrix, is be quiet. Don't say nothing.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, we quick to shut ours down, and only we do that. Only our people do that. You know, it was brought to my attention before how particularly European children, they smart mouth their parents quick. That's how we look at it. They smart mouth their parents quick, tell them to shut up, and whatever kind of hell they'll express their view and won't back down. Won't back down. And we look at our kids and say, if you even have the thought of saying something against what I'm telling you, I'm going in your mouth. So out the gate, we eliminate and discourage our children to even think for themselves, let alone express it. We are doing a disservice to our own by telling them to shut the hell up when we need to hear what they think. We need to hear it because it probably makes sense. The first thing and the one thing a child does consistently that most parents can't stand because they don't have an answer is ask why. And they will keep asking you why until they're satisfied with the answer. You get why 300,000 times in 2.2 minutes. And if you don't have a correct answer, it's going to continue. But we teach our children because I said so is the answer. What?
And the word no as well. And the word no.
That doesn't make sense.
That's telling us that we can't have it. No. Why? Because I said so. That's how we do
exactly.
it, and I'm thinking of a whole bunch of different scenarios.
Kids, if you don't know the answer to the why, tell them I don't know the answer to the why. Let's find out. Let us find out. But we don't do that because we're embarrassed that we don't know the answer. Or because we're conditioned to just not know and say, fuck it, we don't know, move on, do something else. Why? We're conditioned to think very minimally. We're conditioned to stay in a mindset of lack, of not being able to succeed. We're conditioned in a mindset of the tail as opposed to the head, as the follower as opposed to the leader. You know what I'm saying? We're conditioned that way. So we teach our children the same thing. Now, when they rebel, we want to go in their mouths. We want to treat them now like slaves because they done back-talked the master. They done went against what master said, right? So we're doing to the children what was done to our ancestors, and then we bitching about it. How? You doing the same shit.
Oh, you giving me chills, Kim. You're giving me chills over here. I can think of a whole bunch of different scenarios. My daughter told me that was the reason why she's not going to raise her kids how I raised them, because some of the things the ways that I was raising them, she felt that they weren't right. And I have all but nothing but respect for her, for telling me that, because I didn't know no better. I was only doing what I was taught,
Right.
And, so I couldn't do nothing but respect that. We had to sit down talk one time, and I felt real good about it, and it makes you feel good when you're learning things new, even from the kids, because anybody can teach you anything,
And
it's crazy.
About the kids, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's crazy because we a lot of times we can learn from our children more than we admit. You know what I'm saying? We can learn from our children as they're growing. They're absorbing that information. So when they come to us and say, why is X, Y, Z? Like why? Like you'll have kids. Kids will be like, "Mommy, why?" I remember my kids used to ask me, why white people don't like black people? And I'm just like, it's not all white people. It's not all. But you have to explain to them, and you have to take them back to the ancestors. You have to take them back to slavery. You have to take them back to the ship. You have to take them back to where the knowledge acknowledgement that we have, because African Americans, our history stopped with the boats. I don't know why. It's like we don't know for sure, like where we come from after they brought us over here. Like we don't know what tribes. Or we don't even know, because for some of us, we might not even be actually Africans per se. We might be from some other continent, and we might have been captives. You know what I'm saying? And in the African jails or whatever, and then were brought over here, sold into slavery. Like, we don't know. So it's hard telling kids, like, well, this is the reason, and this is this, and this is who we really belong to. They have that DNA thing now, where I think you can try to trace it, but, you know, that's only what they tell us. So
don't trust it. Yeah. So here's the thing, too, Patricia, is when they ask us that and we don't know, to tell them anything that traces our so-called history is a lie to them. If you don't know, don't go tracing a history that was given to you as an explanation to the answer, because it's a lie, because you don't know if it's a fact for real. You're going off of what you've been told. You better off saying, I don't know. Let's find out. Or if he wants to know, he or she wants to know why a particular individual doesn't like, you know, black people, whatever the case is, if you have access to that person, then let's go find out. Let's ask them. That's how you find out.
I got a question, and I don't know if you know this or not, but it came up on Monday when I was talking to B Love, and I didn't get to really go deep into it. But explain to me about the Christopher Columbus and the Napoleon thing, if you know. Like, what is so they're saying that Christopher Columbus was not the first to discover America or something? Like, what is I heard B Love and another guy, John Paper, who went to school with, they were talking about, you know, I guess the conflict in the history or whatever. Do you know anything about that?
I know a little, but not enough to have an intelligent conversation with you. But I can say he did not discover America. First of all, how you discover something that was already there? That's one thing. But it was the person's last name was Americus or America or whatever, which is why the country was named after this other individual. Christopher Columbus was not the founder at all. I don't remember why he was given credit for it, but he was not it. So I don't know the real written history of that, and I ain't going to try to make up none. But I know that he was not the founder. That the person who actually the person who was actually given real credit for it was actually, that's what the country was named after this individual.
Wow.
I think he conquered it. I think he conquered it based on the people that were there at the time that he so-called discovered it. But like I said, I can't give you real in-depth information about it. So if anybody that's watching has a better explanation about Christopher Columbus and Napoleon and the founder of America for real, please share that information. You can call in if you want to give the information over the phone, 516-387-1247. You can do that, or you can put it up on Facebook in one of the comments, because we don't want to have ignorant conversations. We just want to have communications and exchange energy and facts around here. So there's my true answer. I don't know.
Because I don't want the last gentleman that called from, I think he called from Canada. Was that the guy that called from Canada? The last time we were all on, he was not playing with me. I hope I'll tell him I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you're still listening. The last time we was on the show, he called in, and I love when he calls, because when he calls, whatever he's talking about is with passion. I never caught his name. I don't remember his name. But I just know he was called. He's not Dubai maybe or something, like he's not calling from America.
Yeah.
But he comes in. He brings facts. He's passionate about whatever it is that he's talking about, what he believes. But I think I struck a nerve the last time we was on, and I just want to tell him I'm sorry. Because he went in. He went in. He was don't be mute me, and I wasn't trying to mute him. I was just trying to make sure that everyone, receive the opportunity to talk. So I guess, he's a strong male, alpha male. You don't shut them down till they ready. But I had to. I'm sorry.
And if you out there listening, call back in as well.
Right. Like, do not even take
he
it.
might have an answer.
Like Kim says, get out your feelings. Isn't that what you say, Kim?
No, if you want to put it politely, but that's not exactly what I say. If you want to quote me now, quote me correctly.
Kim said, "All right,
you got to put some after that."
Everybody know this is grown folk talk. So Kim says, fuck your feelings. I want to know, Kim, where did you come up with that concept, fuck your feelings? Like, I really want to hear that.
Oh, she was mad, girl.
I want to know.
She was mad.
I know it turned into a movement, but I want to understand, like, how did that concept come to you? That's a catchy phrase, you know what I'm saying? And every time you hear somebody getting emotions, you be wanting to tell them that, fuck your feelings, So I just want to understand where that came from.
The minute I hear you, fuck your feelings. Yeah, so it's a movement and a book. And working on part 2, okay? But what really got me to really be in that life, if you will, is just paying attention to relationships of any type and how they're being handled. And what happens in pretty much every relationship is people communicate based on how they feel, how they're interpreting, or how they emotionally connect to the words that are coming out of somebody else's mouth. So instead of hearing what's actually being said, they hear the sound of, they hear their own vibration, basically. They're hearing their own vibration. So the words didn't make sense to them at all. They're going off of how it resonated with them. So fuck your feelings is like the movement that says don't pay attention or don't live in your feelings because they're falsifying the information. Like I say all the time, feelings falsify facts. If you are in your feelings, you don't hear what's actually being said. And it really came about when we were talking about what he said and what she heard. So what he said versus what she heard usually ain't the same shit. And I'm saying it that way because usually it's the woman that hears from an emotional state. He would have said 5 words. She heard 2,000 of them, and none of them was what he said. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's interpreted wrong based on where she's at emotionally. That happens on the other end, too. Men do the same thing. So the fuck your feelings is process the information. You can't have a feeling about information. There's no feeling about that. Who cares? Why are you applying something that has nothing to do with anything? How you feel about facts doesn't change the fact. This is what it is. My name is Kimberly Renee McCann. You don't like that? You feel some kind of way? Guess what? My name is still Kimberly Renee McCann. You know what I'm saying? It's still a fact.
It's so funny when I talk to B-Love. When I talk to B-Love about it, B-Love says women, because I always be like, B-Love, why is it that you always tell women that you don't want them to start talking for the first 15 minutes? And he's just like, because I just need to be able to get my head together because y'all say a whole bunch of stuff, but all we want to hear is facts. It's crazy how men interpret.
That's true.
But women, we like the whole story. Like, we don't just want you to come in and say, the boss was tripping. We want to understand why the boss was tripping. We want to know, why was the boss tripping? What was you doing before the boss started tripping? How did you act after the boss was tripping? And what is the result of that boss tripping? Like, we want to understand the whole thing, and we need a whole bunch of words. And we need you to colorize it and all that kind of stuff. Men don't want to hear that. They don't understand that. We lose them with that communication.
They can't process that. I don't even know if it's that they just don't want to. They can't process that. They cannot process that. Their brains don't process all them damn words. We will have said 2,000 words. They heard the first 2. Noun, verb. That's all they heard. They heard nothing else.
I believe it's true.
Noun and verb.
B-Love told me that's true. B-Love said they listen for the first 15 minutes. So whatever the hell you want to say to your man, you need to say it and you need to put it all in 15 minutes. because after 15 minutes, they're no longer listening.
Exactly.
And that's when you get to the point where you look over and say, you look over at them and you're like, did you hear what I said? And their answer is, yes, baby. But they didn't really hear what you said.
Exactly. But they done turned you off. That's just to appease you, because they done turned you off. You were talking for a half an hour. They heard 13, not even 13 minutes. They heard the first 10 maybe, and the rest of it is okay, yes ma'am, okay. That's to shut you the hell up, because they've already heard the noun and the verb. The rest of it is to shut you up. So when you hear the term say less, they'll hear it. Say less.
You really do got to be direct with them. They're not going to listen
in and get out.
The whole reason why you're pissed that they didn't bring home toilet paper. We want to tell them, you go out to work every day. You can go grocery shopping too. You ain't got to wait for me. We want to say a whole bunch of stuff. We want to explain why, we feel this way, whatever. They don't even care about that, because first of all, it's obvious they didn't want to go to the grocery store that day and went, because men going to do what they really want to do. So they don't want to hear what you have to say anyway. So when it's about something that they really don't want to hear anyway, you ain't even going to get 15. You might get 8.
Exactly. They hear what they want to hear, but they hear what they need to hear. They hear what they need to hear. The rest of it's fluff.
But the problem is, for the part that they do hear, they still don't listen to even the part that they do hear. Like, how many times have you had to tell, if you're your male children, or if you're in a relationship, your husband, your whatever, how many times have you had to tell them even the same thing over and over again, and they act like they did not, do not, and cannot understand what you're saying? And they're not slow, because you wouldn't have married no slow man. But you know what I'm saying? You ain't had no slow kids.
Right.
But a lot
of the times they do that just to get at you, or a lot of times they do it because it's a stall method. They know exactly what the hell you said, and they know exactly what the hell they're doing. Be it a child or an adult, they know what the hell they're doing. They want to see how long they can do it. It's that part.
That's a damn shame.
They want to see how long it will last. What movement can they get out of you? How long can they stall? When, what is it going to take for them to get what it is that they want, whatever it is, child or adult, it doesn't matter. They know what they've done.
Right. So the question is, how can we as women who are made up of emotion and who are very descriptive and colorful in our conversation, how can we, what way can we defeat their purpose? What way can we conquer that? What way can we, you say less is more, but if they keep still doing the same things you're fussing about, then that means they're not even hearing the less. So what can we do in our conversation? Stop talking.
It's not that they can't hear it, they don't want to hear it. Sometimes people are like, I don't want to hear that.
You stop talking.
Yeah, stop talking.
And before you
that's what you better worry.
Hello, that's exactly what I was going to tell you. Before you even say anything out your mouth, process it in your mind first. Take a couple of seconds and process that whole sentence that you were going to say. Whatever it is you get ready to process, pull out the noun and the noun and the verb, because that's all they're going to hear. Say that and be done. If they don't hear that, if they require more information, then you can throw in the adjective or the adverb. Still saying less. If they're not getting it then, that's a choice. Say less. I told my ex-husband before he became my ex-husband, look here, bro. As long as you and I are communicating, we good. Even if we argue, because we did a lot of bickering, a lot of back and forth bullshit type stuff. I ain't like that. But I said, but the moment I stop talking, you need to be concerned. He didn't believe that. That's why he's an ex. He didn't hear me when I had said. When I had said, if I stop talking, you need to be concerned. He didn't hear that.
And that's something that men do need to understand about a woman. When a woman stops fussing about something, when she's really when she's in all in, when her emotions is all in, she's all into whatever's going, and she's talking about it. She still cares enough to try to fix the problem, and she's trying to explain to you what needs to be done or what can be done to fix the problem. But when she stops complaining and you know you have not changed the behavior, that's when you better worry. For real. That ain't no lie.
When she stopped she stopped cooking for you. If you sitting in the house and she can't cook you nothing to eat, it's time to go.
But even if she continues to cook, even if she continues to cook, okay, because I don't mind being transparent. I continue to cook for him every day, 2-3 times, whatever. I packed his lunch, whatever. It was the same shit, but it was the same shit every time. It was the same shit every time. And I would hand him his plate and move on about my business. I didn't say nothing else. I would serve him like I normally did and went on about my business. So now his thought was like, what the hell she done to my food?
Yeah, because I was thinking too, like he should have really been like, what the what? And
exactly. Now I didn't do nothing to it. I didn't do anything.
I know,
to
but
it,
I'm just saying.
Exactly. But you in a position right now that you need to be concerned because I'm still serving you. You might want to start a conversation, loved one. That's all I'm saying. You might want to ask them.
You want to find out what is really going on. That's true though. That's deep. Men. That's that book. Men are from Mars and women are from Venus. Their communication styles are so different, and trying to understand each other can be a trip sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Because in the same instance, if we're doing something that we know that the man doesn't want, but we still doing it, and they cut off or they stop communicating, then we need to start worrying. Like, why he ain't fussing no more? Why he ain't talking about it no more? Why is it taking him longer to get home now from work? Why are you always going over to the boy's house now? Like, what's going on? Like, we need to pay attention to nonverbal communication as well.
Indeed. So one of my viewers says wrong. So explain, Leonard. What you saying is wrong. Call in, as a matter of fact, 516-387-1247, 516-387-1247. Call in and tell me what you're talking about. Yeah, because if we ain't saying it right,
tell us what it is.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what he's referring to exactly. I don't know what he's referring to.
That's part of that black book code. That black book and that code. Y'all want to tell us? We need to know so we know what to look out for.
And some men will tell you how men think, how they maneuver. Some will, because they don't have a wicked agenda. But the ones that won't tell you is something else behind that. That's just my view. I'll say that. There's something behind that. Like there's a fear of it being, thrown against them, manipulated against them, whatever. But the ones that really care for you, and it doesn't matter what your relationship is, be it a brother, friend, boyfriend, whatever, a coworker, whatever, if they care for you, give them the game. Give them the game on how to protect themselves against predators. You know what I'm saying? Emotional predators, whatever, any type of predator. Right. I got male friends that will give me game just to save me. You know what I'm saying? They ain't trying to sleep with me. It ain't none of that. It's because we're friends or we're family, whatever the case is. They don't want to see me fail. So I got a lot of respect for men that do that because there's no other agenda there. There's nothing there. It's just genuine care. And then you hear a lot of men say, nah, it ain't about that. A man tell you something, he's trying to get at you, he's trying to sneak in, whatever. I can't think for a man, nor am I trying to. All I know is that it's never been presented to me in any way at any time, no matter how patient the man is, it's never been presented to me to be anything other than genuine care. Again, I do understand that some men, and a lot of them or whatever, have a different agenda and will do and say whatever is necessary to crack the code, you know what I'm saying? And they're much more patient with that. But there are those who don't move that way.
Right.
And they're genuine. So for those, I respect.
So since we're kind of talking about the whole relationship thing or whatever, I got a question. right?
Mm-hmm.
I posed this question in the Atlanta Music Industry group, and I'm curious to see what y'all think. So the post was, do you think it's possible for a man and a woman to truly be best friends, completely best friends, like close, and never be anything sexual between them, or never anything, you know, nothing but just plain friendship? Like, she might be married or he's married, but they're still close friends and no sexual contact, no emotional contact. Do you think it's possible for a male and a woman, or man and a woman, or heterosexual, or even couples, or whatever, you know, whatever you float? Do you think it's possible for you to have outside friends that are of the opposite sex and there be nothing to it?
If they ugly.
You said what?
If they ugly. If
they ugly.
And let's be honest, if neither person is attracted to the other, absolutely. If one person is attracted to the other, it's going to be an issue. I mean, not necessarily that y'all going to do something, you know what I'm saying? But if there is a mutual attraction or physical attraction, it's more than likely going to be something. Even if it's just a kiss,
you gotta have
hug,
something in common with them. Like something has to be in common for you to have them. You know, yeah, it got to be something in common. But
something is drawing you to each other. So if y'all both ugly and hideous to each other, yeah, y'all can be best friends for life. It sounds crazy as hell. But if you're attracted to them physically, you know what I'm saying? If you're attracted to them physically, there's a great possibility. I'll put it that way. There's a great possibility that there is an intimate exchange. And it doesn't have to be sexual, but there will be an intimate exchange. And it don't have to go no further than a kiss.
There's some people that feel like, let's say you're in a relationship with someone, right? But you have this friend, that male friend that you communicate with, because you be wanting to know, or if you're a male and you have a female, you're in a relationship but you have a female friend, and you want to understand your partner. So a lot of times we will keep those friends because we want to talk about how we feel or what we're going through, and we want it from the other opposite person's perspective. Like for instance, let's say the communication between you and your man is not good, but you got a good male friend, and so you ask that male friend, like, listen, this is not happening. What do you think? How do you think he's thinking? How do you think he's feeling? And some people will feel like those outside people will only continue to keep their friendship going with the person who's committed, because they're hoping that at some point that commitment is going to break apart, and then they'll be able to get in there. That's how some people feel about their spouse or their significant other having a friend of the opposite sex.
And that is,
you know what I'm saying?
There's truth in that. There is truth in that. And my brother Cecil said it wasn't meant to be that way. And I was just going to say that the energy, and I'm going to put it on that, the energy between a man and a woman, the attraction that's there is for a reason. Like, I don't think, and this is just me, I don't think that it was really designed for people to try to dismiss, if you will. I know it's going to come out real fucked up, so apologies for anybody who take it wrong. But I don't think it was meant for us to dismiss the energies that are shared between each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't brush it off. If you have an attraction to somebody, then that's a natural, you know what I'm saying? It's natural for you to try to act like you don't, goes against nature. I don't say, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that you have to, go sleep with this individual or whatever, but to try to fight what's natural, I guess, is, it ain't natural. It's just not natural. And that's what becomes a problem, because people are, again, they put themselves in a situation where it's like, damn, I want to be with you, or damn, I want to, have a date with you, or I want to kiss you, whatever the case, but I done got myself locked down in this situation right here. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that, that goes against nature. You know already you're not in a natural position because it don't feel right. It doesn't resonate right. It doesn't vibrate right. You're not happy in it. You're not free in it. Why are you there? You have obligated yourself to something that's not natural. You're working outside of the natural connection. That's why a lot of people are unhappy in their relationships because they're only in it because they obligated themselves there.
That's where all them side slide in. Them side guys, them side chicks be sliding into them situations because, like you said, they really know they're not supposed to be together, but maybe children, maybe finances, maybe obligations, maybe family or whatever is keeping them together, but that's not really what they want to be. So they live in a lie on a day-to-day basis when really their heart is somewhere else. That's the worst. That's the worst.
And that's
to be in a relationship with someone but want to be somewhere else.
That's what I'm talking about. The energy. People lie to themselves about themselves all the time. All the time. And I'm not with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've had that in my life. You know what I'm saying? I've been in that mode, you know, because I was taught to do and think and feel a certain kind of way based on, how, you know what I'm saying, how I was brought up or religion or, you know, whatever the hell. I was like, but that ain't right. That don't feel right to me. I don't like it here. This, you know what I'm saying? So you're fighting self. Why do that? And we only do that to appease other people. We only stay in relationships or stay in situations because of how we think other people see us, or because other people say, well, you did that, so you supposed to stay. Get the hell out of here. You ain't going to stay nowhere where you ain't happy. You ain't supposed to.
Right.
You don't tell somebody who's being abused, well, you supposed to stay there and get your ass whooped. You don't tell nobody that. You tell them to get the hell out of there.
Right.
Find a way to get out.
Some people feel obligated. Like, let's say their parents always stuck together, or their grandparents. Like, nobody got divorces not heard of in their family. So they stay in these jacked up relationships because they feel like, well, if I do that, then everybody's going to look bad at me, or I've already been divorced before, so I don't want to do it again. But they know they are freaking miserable, and they making each other miserable. I think a lot of relationships probably broke up during this whole COVID-19 situation because people, like you said, you said it before, people who were never really supposed to be together, they ended up being together and being stuck together and having to, they could no longer hide from their spouse. They couldn't go to work or throw themselves in work or outside activities to keep from, dealing with what's going on in their relationships. Like, that's deep. You know what I'm saying? That's deep. That's real deep. And so they being locked up with somebody that you've been trying to hide from on a day-to-day basis. Now you forced to see them every day. You forced to eat with them every day. You forced to come up with creative stuff, and that happened for like 2 months. So a lot of people, or however many months that was, so a lot of people are coming out of that and they getting divorced, and that's kind of sad because, in all honesty, you probably should have never been there from the gate. You should have never. You knew the warning signs before you got with them. You saw the warning signs. The warning signs were there long before, but you just kept ignoring them. And then this whole lockdown situation forced you to have to look at this person and be like, "Why am I still here?"
Exactly. And that's why I talk about that. That's the first chapter in my book, right? Is I Am a Liar. That's what it's called. I Am a Liar. And it deals with the representative. Like I said, people get into relationships with each other's representatives. That's why they end up becoming so-called obligated, because you connected yourself to something that didn't even exist in the first damn place. You introduced yourself as somebody who didn't exist to somebody else that didn't exist. So eventually, when those two people, those two beings who were never really introduced to each other show up, now y'all don't like each other. But y'all are obligated now because you committed yourself to the liars in each other. Ain't nobody got time for that shit. But when people lie, when you lie to yourself, that's all right.
Sorry,
when you lie to yourself, then you lie to everybody, and you lie to the person that you're in a relationship with right out the gate.
And then you teach your kids to lie in their relationships because they watching you. They're watching your relationship.
Exactly.
The kids see that y'all ain't happy, and so that's teaching them to stay in relationships that they're not happy in. Girl, we could talk about this. Let's take a break, y'all, and let's talk more about this when we come back. I want to move on to scripture, y'all. On purpose. On purpose. Understand what he's saying? On purpose.
I read someplace from the Chinese or the Egyptians or somebody. It said these are the 3 worst things: to lie in bed and sleep not, to wait for one who comes not, to try to please and please not. They all fit me, don't they?
These days of my life, I survive, but I'm caving in the dead of the night. All the lies, waking up for him and the phone that's stuck in my side. He's gone and makes me wonder. Days into nights, and the days again. He wanna know where I stay, where I've been. This love, he's so crazy to be with a new sense of wonder. I don't know where you've been, where you go. I don't wanna know. I don't know. Don't you leave me out. Say what you mean when you're talking to me. Don't you leave me out. Baby, don't you leave me out. But now all the walls that we built are coming down. We cannot hide from a world so safe and sound. Love don't exist in here now. Silence makes me wonder.
Never responded. Oh, yeah. candlelight, just for two, for me and her. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yes, I did, yeah. Oh, and the crazy thing is that she gone. Oh, and she not coming back to me. Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm tossing and turning, 'cause I'm not able to touch her and smell her again. Hey, hey, now I'm alone, and I don't know what to do with myself no more. Hey, yeah, yes I did, y'all. And the crazy thing is she gone, yeah, and she not coming back. Oh no, yes she is. Hey, oh, yeah, yeah, she's gone. Lord, I ask you, please bring her back to me. Please bring her back to me. I think she's gone. She's gone. She's gone. And she's not coming back to me. Oh, yeah. She's gone. She's gone. Oh, yeah, yeah. Now she gone.
You make me feel like I am moving when I'm standing still. You make what's fake seem so real. You got my heart that's still. You're the perfect start to the rest of my day. They say love is blind, girl. Everybody can't say. In love, sometimes we lose. I got a good thing. I count on you, babe. That stuff they talking about the relevant. That's just hearsay. Oh, babe. Say I got another lover, but I don't roll that way. Baby, what I'm trying to say, it's all about me. It's all about you. Don't give a damn about what they say. Girl, I'm gonna love you till my last day. It's all about me. It's all about you. Girl, they don't know me, that's just hearsay. Promise I'll love you, girl, like always. Hey, can't stand it, baby, 'cause we're so happy with the life we live. Something they're all trying to feel. All of the guys want to steal you. Cash, clothes, and cars they throw your way every day. Wasting time, girl. Can't they see? Oh, it's so pathetic what they do. So sad, they be trying to get with you. You got that kind of love that makes a grown man feel cool. Oh, babe. You do. To let them rob us of the joy. I'll be a damn fool. got me, baby.
That is my freaking song. It's all about me. Ooh. It's all about you.
Good song selection too.
Girl, I love that song. You know, I did a whole freaking video with me just listening to that song. That song is the bomb. I just thought it was good to play music from the male and female perspective about relationships, since, you know, that's how we ended our segment before we went into break. You know, just trying to understand each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's difficult sometimes, you know, to humble yourself and try to. Huh?
I'm sorry. You know, I'll cut you off in a minute. I ain't mean to.
I do you the same way. That's okay. We got that kind of flow though. Go ahead, thing. Why is it difficult?
Because we don't understand ourselves. We're too busy.
That's deep.
Trying to understand other people, but we haven't taken the time to understand ourselves and be real about it. You can't figure out nobody else. It ain't for you to. It's not for you to figure out anybody else.
You know the one thing I don't understand.
What's that?
You know the one thing I don't understand though. I don't understand why it is when there's a breakup, right? Let's say serious relationship. You know, you loving him, he loving you. Y'all go through hard times, or whatever. Y'all split up. The women, we will take time to ourselves to try to figure out what went wrong, try to figure out, spend time, you know, trying to figure out what we could have done differently, this and the other. But a man will jump into another freaking relationship before they can blink their eye. I don't know if it's because they had all them little, you know, quote unquote best friends that was waiting in the background, or what it is, but how is it that men are able to move on so freaking quickly and even get remarried like within, you know, like they just jump into another relationship so quick, whereas women, we don't do that.
Okay, that's them telling us to F our feelings.
Okay, so here's one truth about that. Here's one truth about that. Women don't generally look at the relationship after it's over and say, what did I do? We look at it and say, that so-and-so did. This is what they did. He did, blah, blah, blah. We don't look at it and say, well, what was my contribution to this breakup? How did I contribute to the relationship? How did I contribute to the rise or fail of the relationship? How am I individually? How am I by myself? Was I whole before I got into a relationship, or was I looking for him to make me whole? We don't do that. Let's be honest. We don't do that. We immediately look at what his faults were, what he did to us, instead of where we are with us and what we allow to be done to us. We don't do that. That's real.
So while we're not doing that, they didn't jump into another relationship. They ain't even thought about that.
But here's the thing.
Already got a new woman.
The fact about that. Here's the fact about that. Men are also way more emotional than women. They just don't show it. And there is a fear for a man to be alone, whether you know that or not. Men do not know how to be by themselves. They're not comfortable being by themselves. They weren't even created to be by themselves. That's why a lot of men, I'm not saying that all men do it, but a lot of men who have multiple women make sure that they have multiple women so that they can always have at least one. They cannot be by themselves.
Hmm? That's so deep to me. Like, that's so crazy to me. That's like really crazy to me. So basically while we are pointing the finger at what they did wrong in a relationship, they're already looking for a new woman to replace us who's going to do what they wanted us to do. Basically.
It's not even so much that, Patricia. That could be a contributing factor, but that's not the factor. That's not the main thing. They cannot be by themselves.
Is that
it doesn't
because they
work
used
that
to
way?
Mama
They are not happy by themselves. Say what now?
That's deep. I said, is that because they're used to their mama being there, you know what I'm saying, all their life, and they can't be without a woman in their life, so they got to jump to another relationship? Like, I've literally seen people who broke up, and the woman's still single, she's still mending her heart, you know, because she really loves him, whatever, but he didn't move on next week. He in somebody else's bed next week. Like, how are you jumping out of a serious long-term relationship that you said, I love you. You done told this woman, I love you. You done said you love her. So how is it that you can love her like that? Y'all split up for a freaking 1 day, 2 days, and already you over there in Sally's face. Like, I don't get that. I don't understand that.
The woman is the backbone of him. The woman holds him up. The woman holds him up continuously. So if a woman is not there, if his backbone is gone, he will collapse. So he has to have a backbone. It doesn't matter if it's a good backbone. It doesn't matter if it's an attractive backbone. None of that. It needs to be a backbone. It needs to be somebody that will hold him up, regardless. That's why he has to move on. He has to, for his own survival, move on.
So we got a caller. We got a caller on the line. 647. Who is that?
Sorry, ladies. I didn't know this was an all-lady conversation. I was just reading the...
No. You called in now. Too late. You ain't going nowhere. He been waiting for a man all night.
First of all, let me say it's a good discussion that you ladies are having, but I just wanted to add this. So you have to know kind of the phases that men go through, right? So one of the reasons why we make more money in our 40s and we really hit our stride after about 35 is because of our biology. So for men, when we're a teenager, our hormones are racing. I mean, we're just like, we can't think of anything else but women, right? We can't think of any, it's really, we really have a very, very strong drive. But as we go through our 20s, we have a strong drive. But what happens when we start to get to about 35, or, somewhere around there, our testosterone starts to drop a little. That's why we make more money, because now we can think clearer. Now we can focus more. That's why we make so much money in our late 30s and our 40s, if you're talking about a man with a career, is because he's changing biologically. He's getting, if he pays attention to himself and he takes care of himself, he is becoming the best of himself. So I heard somebody say that men can't be by themselves. And I wouldn't say that. What I would say is that what we think about changes over the course of our lives. So, yes, if it's a young man, he thinks about women more. He thinks about sex more all the time, a lot. Not all the time, but a lot. And that's kind of our focus. But by the time we get 35, 40, we can be by ourselves. Our mind, we're biologically starting to change. We can go somewhere. We can be out of a relationship for a long time. We can focus on ourselves because we're changing biologically. What I will say is that you're not wrong about men, having to have some kind of, relationship and affection for a woman. It's there, but it's not there later as much. And a man in his 40s can be by himself for an extended period of time because he's changed biologically.
Why do they jump? Why do men jump out? Why is it? You explain it to me, and I'm talking about men in their 40s, 50s, not just the young ones. But why is it that they will get, like, let's say they get divorced. Let's say they get divorced at 40. Why is it that they immediately jump into another relationship or even sometimes another marriage so freaking quick when they were supposed to be so in love with their spouse? Why do y'all move so quickly like that?
Well, some men are out of the relationship, and women too, by the way. Some men and women are out of the relationship before the relationship ends. I mean, they're pretty mentally and emotionally, they're out, they're gone. So you think it's quick, but he's been emotionally out of the relationship for 2 years.
Right, exactly.
So when you see him jump into another relationship, it could be, and I'm not saying this is all cases, but it could be that it's not quick. He's already gone through over time dealing with the end of the relationship, being upset, being, having a different emotion. So when you see him jump into another relationship, you're like, oh, man, he's jumped from one to another. And not really. He's been dealing with this for a while. He's been dealing with his feelings for a while. And the same thing will happen with women. Women they'll stay in relationships when they've left a relationship a long time ago. So when the relationship is over and they go find another relationship, it looks like they're just jumping from one to another when she was mentally left already years ago.
Right. But women don't. Absolutely. Women do not generally just jump into another relationship after they have ended another relationship. Like, women don't jump that quick. You won't. I'm not gonna say all, but most of the time when a woman breaks up with someone, she's even if she has been emotionally detached from that man for a while, she still will not just jump into another relationship and jump and get married to the first jack to come her way right after ending that. Women don't do that.
Well,
in fact, a lot of times women end up going back to the relationship. We don't. I don't think we cut y'all off the way y'all cut us off.
I would just say it's a different way of handling it, and it all depends on the situation. I mean, there are some times when the woman leaves and the guy is just sitting there holding the bag, right? And then vice versa. So it's each situation is different. But what I would say is for women out there, and the interesting thing is that men are very easy to figure out. It's funny that women think men are this big mystery. Well, we're very simple people. And you can even say we're simple-minded if you want to say go there. But we're very easy to figure out, right? We are, but it's a testament to how little we understand each other that women can think that we're as complex, or we're very complex. Well, we're really not. We're really very simple. Our needs are usually, not all, but usually very simple needs. We don't communicate them well. That's a problem. We don't communicate our needs and our wants.
So long as we feed y'all and screw y'all and let y'all talk about y'all stuff all day long, then that's about all y'all need.
That's all some people need. And that sounds funny, but our needs are usually very simple. And now different guys have different needs, of course, and so we don't all have the same needs. But your point is that there are some men who have very simple needs, and that's pretty much good enough for them. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't take a lot, whatever it is, right? It doesn't take, for some men, it just doesn't take a lot for them to be happy, right? But we don't communicate that well, so things get, things go awry, man, because we don't really communicate them well. So we're just like, man, she, like I wish she would just do this, like. Or do that, or be this way, or be that way. But we don't feel like we can come out and say it sometimes because women are very emotional, and it's not. Some conversations are very tough to have with women. I'm just going to say that right now. A lot of men do not want to go in certain directions with conversations because they are very difficult to have, and that's unfortunate. And we see that with women with each other. Men, have you ever noticed men can be brutally honest with each other?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we can be brutally honest with each other.
Yep.
Like if a guy, like one of the things I do is I work out a lot. One of the reasons I started is because one of my friends was like, yo, he patted me on the stomach, like, what's all that? Dude, what's wrong with you? Yeah, get rid of that. Like, you know what I mean? So I was like, yo, like I got to do it. So it was years ago. So I've been working out, so I'm good now. I'm really good now. But we can have those kind of conversations and not take it personal with each other. And from what I've seen, women can't have the same type of honest, frank discussions with each other that men can. And men know that we can't have those kind of frank, honest discussions with women because then it turns into a fight. It's just not worth it a lot of times.
Right, because if you come back on my stomach talking about what's all that, I've got a problem. If you come patting on my stomach talking about if you come patting on my fat stomach talking about I got to get rid of that. You're right.
But that's what I'm saying is that and I'm not talking about necessarily that. Saying is that there are some conversations that is very difficult for us to have, and we just don't like having. But then things get messed up because now years go by and we don't have the conversation we really want to have. And now you're arguing about socks on the floor or something else when it's really deep down something else, something totally different. But, that's just the way it is. So I think for men, we have to get better at communicating.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's basically why y'all are no longer in the conversation mentally or emotionally after about 15 minutes. Is because y'all can't have y'all worried that the conversation might go in a direction that you don't want to go in. Is that why y'all shut down and stop listening to us?
We don't really like arguing, man. We're not good at that kind of thing, right? For the most part, like we don't like arguing. Like that's stressful for us. Like, you know what I mean? It's a really stressful thing, man. It's almost like it's not worth it,
Wow.
Even though it really is, but it's almost like, and I've been guilty of that in the past. Saying, you know what, I'm just not gonna go there. I just don't feel like going through this, right? Like it's just, So, like I said, it's not the best way to handle things from a male point of view, but that's just kind of the way it is.
I think that probably men and women should understand that about each other because women, we want to get out what we're saying because everybody can't be like Kim. Kim says fuck your feelings, you know what I'm saying? And just say what you feel from the hip. But every woman is not that way. We in fact, we have to express how we feel to you in as colorful way as we can. And when we know that you're not there anymore, it just pisses us off even more. Because that means, and our first thing to say to you is, you're not even listening to me. You don't even care about how I feel. See, that's the problem right there because you don't care. That's what we say.
One thing I will tell women, and I gotta say this. One thing I will tell women is like, look, I know that a lot of women have to be strong because they're in situations where they have to take care of things. Where if they were in a relationship with a man that they wouldn't have to take care of, so they have to become hardened to a certain degree, right? Because they got to take care of stuff. I mean, they can't act like
right.
A princess, and they got to take care of everything. Like it doesn't work that way. So they have to do it, and through no fault of their own, they have to do this, and they have to become this person, right? But at the same token, that's not the ideal situation, and it's not women's fault. Being a strong, it's funny because today women want to, exert their strength and black girl power and all this stuff, right? And it's like they're like, oh, why men get to do this? We want to do this. We want to do that. And it's funny to me because I'm like, I see women, especially in my career, and I see them trying to be some, not all. I see some sisters trying to be like men. I was like, why would you want to be like us when what you have as a female, meaning your femininity and your intuition, and, there's certain things that female has that's actually stronger than what a man has and more powerful. And so it's funny to me when I see women try to be, I was like, you're trying to be like, you in your natural state is more powerful than I am. So now you're weakening yourself to come and be like me. So I laugh. Sometimes I gotta laugh at that because I don't think women understand their power. Now I will say this, and I know time is getting short, but I'll give you an example. I met somebody a while ago. Back when I was 20. I was just starting working and making a little money. I was starting to feel myself. I ran into this woman, and we had a relationship. Now, one of the things I can say about her is that I think she is one of the few people that understood this in the practical sense. So what she would do is she had a way of communicating with me that got me to do whatever she wanted me to do. But I didn't really mind it because she had my back, right? She would do things for me and find bills that were laying around and just pay them and stuff like that. Like, she had my back. Like, she was cool like that. But she had a way of communicating with me. Like, she would talk to me and then hold my hand at the same time. Or put her hand on my neck and say, what's wrong? Like, just look dead into my eyes. It was like mesmerizing. It was crazy. And so there would be Sundays where I'm supposed to be watching the football game. I'm sitting in the mall like, how the hell did I get in this mall? Like, all because she had a certain way of communicating, and she was very feminine, and she was this and that, and she got me to do things that I was fine. Like I said, she had my back, so I was cool with it to a certain extent. But she understood just being a female and kind of her power as a female. Now, when I say that, I'm not talking about sex and all that. I'm just talking about that power, that feminine power, just being able to communicate and calm me down and that kind of thing. So I think women have a power, and I think women need to find that power again and start using it. And
yes, sir.
That will go a long way.
Amen.
That's deep.
Yes,
that's really, really. I mean, that's deep. So let me ask you this: why do you? So is the fact that the men want a very feminine damsel in distress type woman, like really, meek and y'all can't handle a strong woman? Like I hear a lot of strong women saying, it's hard for me to find, a good man because they're intimidated by my strength. They're intimidated by my, how much money I make or my power or whatever. Like I hear a lot of strong women saying that. And it's funny that you would say the word, strong women and everything. So do you think that sometimes women are too strong, like we're too hardcore for the guys to handle?
I think, personally, your strength is in your femininity. So I think when women, men, biologically, women want strong men. That's biologically, that's the way it's always been. You want the stronger guy to give you children back in the day children that could survive childbirth and survive being a baby. You wanted men that were strong enough to be able to go hunt and bring back food. That's just a biological thing. That's why when alpha males come into a room, women notice. When this is a bunch of guys, but an alpha male comes into the room and starts mingling, you notice that alpha male. Like it's because you're kind of, your makeup is to kind of recognize that type of guy, right? So for us, it's the same way with feminine women. It's the same way with feminine women, and especially with us as black people. If you're a king, the queen was almost on the level of the king, right? So when you say strong, what does that mean, right? Like for me, your femininity is your strength. But I think when we say femininity and being a woman, somehow women think that's being submissive or something. And I'm like, no, that you use that to kind of take control. Like I think a lot of women got it twisted. Like men are biologically drawn to feminine creatures. And here's the unfortunate part. The unfortunate part is that women. The unfortunate thing is that, like, so you get an athlete, right? An athlete grows up. He grows up in a single-parent household, just the mom. The mom has to take care of everything, right? The mom's got to take care, be the disciplinarian, blah, blah, if the dad's not there. So now that this guy grows up, he becomes an athlete, he gets money. So when he's looking for he's an alpha male. He works out, strong, fast, whatever. So when he's looking for a mate, he's not looking for somebody like his mom, because his mom didn't have the opportunity to be a feminine creature because she had to take care of everything. So who does he look for? He looks for the women that exude femininity, but he also sometimes looks outside of his race to find that feminine energy, not because of any fault of what he saw growing up, because his mom had to do it, but because the dad's not there. That's why when men are not there, it affects everything. Like, it destroys everything. It takes the woman out of her element. It takes the children to a certain degree. So I'll blame men for that. But the unfortunate part is that now he's looking for that feminine creature, and unfortunately he doesn't look for somebody like his mom because she wasn't able to show it because she had to take care of it. That's the unfortunate part of it. So when you think strength, don't think being like a man and doing stuff like a man. When you think strength, think being able to control your environment and your situation with the power of your femininity. That's my thought.
That's deep. That's deep. Where you calling from, sir? If you don't mind me asking, where are you calling from? What city?
I'm actually calling you. I'm from the United States. I'm calling you from Toronto.
You calling from where?
Toronto, Canada.
Canada in the house. Canada in the house. Okay, that's what's up. Have you listened to our show before, or is this your first time stumbling
I just
up across?
You know what? I was doing some work and I was just listening to some radio programs just to kind of, just to have something else going on in the background. And I stumbled upon this show, and I just started listening. I was like, you know what? I got to call in. Because, number one, you guys were giving me a hard time. I was like, I can't work because y'all give me a hard time in the background. And then... I'm trying to work and they slapping me across the face. I was like, you know what? Let me call in. And just join in the conversation.
I'm so
we
glad
appreciate
you did. Make sure you come back every Thursday from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We don't bully the men all the time, do we, Kim and Missy? We don't do it all the time.
We don't bully.
Do it all the time.
We don't bully. We don't do that. We express what we know, or what we think we know.
It's a good discussion. It's a very good discussion that you guys are having. And I wish, there were, even tonight, that there were more men that could be part of this discussion so we could all talk. Because I think at the end of the day, we can, we need to talk.
Right.
So why don't you make sure we stay on? Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Kim.
Go ahead. I was just going to make sure he stays on when everybody gives their, where they can be found, because there's a place where you can go and have this discussion. So go ahead. I won't interrupt you anymore. Go ahead. Because, we'll end up getting cut off like we did every other time.
Oh, right. I hate when it happens. So I think that I just want to say kudos to you, caller, because, you were man enough to say, let me call in and give these ladies, because the ladies are asking for a man to call in and give his perspective. So let me go ahead and call in and give them that perspective. And so I appreciate that. We appreciate that because, a lot of men, they will listen to these conversations, but they won't contribute. That communication issue, you know what I'm saying? That men is from Mars and women is from Venus. They'll listen, but they won't communicate. But if more men were to jump in and communicate in these kind of discussions, that would help women who are confused like us, like why y'all keep jumping in and out of relationships. So you explain that to us, from a male's perspective, from your view, and I appreciate that. We appreciate that, definitely, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I enjoyed the conversation. I'll definitely try to make it back. And if I do make it back, I might bring somebody with me. So
yes, all is welcome. All is
bring
welcome.
them with you, without a doubt. So that was a good show, y'all. I thought that was the bomb diggity show. Thank you, caller, so much for taking the time to call in from Canada. It's funny because we have a lot of international listeners. They're not all from America. They're not all from Atlanta or Ohio or whatever. Like, they're from everywhere. So we appreciate all the people who tune in, whether you did it on purpose or on accident. You know what I'm saying? Because we're completely unscripted and we just love, we love that communication. Yeah. So, ladies, this was the bomb diggity discussion. I loved it. It was all that in a bucket of chips. I hope that y'all have an awesome weekend or weekend or whatever until we come back next week. Make sure y'all tune in on Mondays for me and comedian B-Love. And, of course, me and Mr. Stout, my boo bear, when we do our interviews with the different guests or whatever. But we appreciate everybody that's listening. I love y'all, Misty. I love y'all. Ken, I love you, Tessa, and all the other ladies who normally will be here.
And y'all have a blessed
on purpose
week.
with purpose.
On purpose with purpose.
Definitely. I gotta roll out of here with my song "Open Doors," right? Because y'all just got to understand that when one door closes, another door opens. Kim has said that. You know what I'm saying? So
yes,
open doors, y'all. Patricia M. Goins. We'll see y'all next week. Love y'all.
Love you. Bye, y'all.
Can you feel that music? Can you feel that beat? Can you feel it? Can you feel the music? Can you feel the beat? Yeah. Let the music cruise through your body till it reaches your feet. Yeah. When I was a young girl, my mother told me, she said you gotta have faith, baby. You gotta believe. She said, when one door closes, another door opens. You gotta have faith, baby. You gotta believe. She told me, she said, there's nothing too hard for you if you believe. You gotta have faith, baby. You gotta believe. Can you feel that music, that hanky beat? Let the music cruise through your body till it reaches your feet. Yeah. When one door closes, another door opens. You gotta have faith, baby. You gotta believe. Listen, y'all. They used to tell me, they said, Patricia, you won't succeed. They said that music thing, you won't succeed. But I didn't listen. You know why? There's nothing too hard for you if you believe. You gotta have faith, baby. You gotta believe. Oh,
walking. Keep on believing and have faith. Hey, woo! Can you feel my music? That hanky beat. Let my music cruise through your body till it reaches your feet. God, coming with a message that's just for you. He said, have faith in your dreams, and they'll come true. Have faith in your vision. Have faith in your dreams. Have faith in your passion. Do what you want to do. There's nothing too hard for you. If you believe, you gotta have faith.